goal and 13 points to 1 goal and 11 points. There are the stats from that first half, analysis of the first half coming up. Also, our hurling final competition. You could be heading off to Perth in Australia. Now, Tomas Mulcahy, Ger Loughnane and Cyril Farrett here with me in studio. Nothing in it, 2 points, Ger. But for my money, Tip are playing well.
Without a doubt, and I suppose the secret is the way they lined out at the start with Lara centre forward. Two things have really worked out for them. People are saying if Noel McGrath and Lara played better today, Tip would really be in with a real chance. Both of them are magnificent. Lara is fantastic at centre forward. He has dragged Brian Hogan all over the field. Even Brian Hogan doesn't know what to do for a finish with him. But I think the secret that Tipperary's plays, they have the two central pillars. They have Lara centre forward, they have Cannon full forward. They keep them there, but all the rest are moving around at such pace that the Kilkenny backs don't even know who to pick up. You look at the stats there, you see, they've had one wide in that first half. Their striking from play, their striking from defence is outstanding. And then in defence, their covering is really, really good. And their tackling is excellent. Now, as our man here pointed out before the start, one thing has upset him in defence, and that was TJ Reid going in at the start at full forward, especially effective under the high ball. Now, they've coped well enough with that in the last 15-20 minutes. But you'd have to say they are on top. They are on top on most sectors of the field, and Kilkenny playing too defensively at times. Their half-forward line dragged out, so when the ball comes in, there's an extra Tip defender in there. So a lot of sorting out to be done by Brian Cody at half-time.
When you see Brian Cody getting animated on the sideline, Kilkenny are in a tough match.
Yeah, Tip, have created the space, taken the game to which they had to, and they're leading. That was the big thing, and they got the great goal by Bonner Maher, and they could have stretched it further. But typical Kilkenny, they're just hanging in, and the high ball at times it isn't working. But when TJ Reid these lads catching there, they are dangerous, and they're laying off. They're threatening goals, and the referee a few times didn't give kind of decisions Kilkenny's way. Now, okay, you could be marginal up, but there'll be no Christmas cards so far from Kilkenny. But the game, even though Tip are leading well and dictating the pace, they're going in. They had a little bit of reason first half. They're 2 points up. Kilkenny are hanging in, but the game is still there to be when it could go either way. Now, Tip are in the driving seat, though.
They are, and to help them into that driving seat, they got the goal, Tomas. A couple of our Tip friends here nearly jumped out over the top of the stand after this one. But this was a real lift.
It was, and look, we mentioned about the puck-outs before the match. We saw 1 or 2 going short, and when Kilkenny pushed up them, they went long, and they went to the main target man, the go-to man, Bonner Maher. People will be disappointed, he did everything right, went down low to block it, put it within behind. But if we look at from behind the angle of the goal, you can see the puck-out is coming. You can see there's only one thing on Bonner Maher's mind when he gets it. You see Cannon running to him, he takes his space, takes the man away from him, which means it opens up down the centre. And I picked him up before the match. Yeah. He runs direct lines, and when he's in that frame of mind, there's very, very little a defender can do. And they could have pushed on after that, Michael. There was a few other opportunities that maybe could have put him further ahead.
Oh, jeepers, there's no doubt about that, Cyril. They got the penalty. Yeah. First of all, we'll have a look and see, was this a penalty? The fouling seemed to have begun outside.
But again in there, once the ball broke here, again, Tip of fear space here, again, tips it up, carries now, Maher's going to go straight through. Now, he's been tackled one-handed, and to me, it is a penalty. He's tackled inside. It can be dubious, but he's tackled here by Murphy, caught. He keeps driving on. There's a drag there. He's definitely inside. He comes down. Maybe it was outside, but to me, it still was a penalty. But here now, you needed to drive on. Now, he's having a great first half. He's catching the ball, Bonner driving at them, and he's causing trouble. Now, the penalty he's taken, not that hard of a shot. Murphy blocks it down, and they'd have gone 8 points up. They got this. It's most off the ground. Murphy got his best shot.
No connection really in the shot. No
Murphy blocks. The big thing is that Murphy gets to it. He got to the other shot too, but didn't block it.
All right, the second half of this All-Ireland hurling final coming up. But right now, though, how would you like a week's holiday in Perth, Australia for the international rules in November? Kilkenny forward division, they can get goals. They got one in that first half. They needed it.
Well, they got one and they could have got 2 more. They had other chances as well. And I suppose, the recipe for this one was ideal for them. Two men isolated inside in the full forward line. The high ball comes in. Richie or TJ Reid catches it. Paddy Stapleton is sucked in. Now look at the skill there from Richie Power. You might say it's an easy goal in the end. But with the goalie rushing in, Padraig Maher coming in from outside, he had no time on the ball. Now look at him there. This is ideal for TJ Reid. He loves this kind of a scenario. Now, when he gets the ball, Paddy Stapleton has rushed in to tackle him as well, went a bit too soon, and there comes Richie Power, 2 lovely flicks, and the ball is in the back of the net. You know, Power playing very, very well. You know, I suppose Larkin started very well in the wing, kind of faded out of the game. Colin Finlay, good all through. Richie Power in and out. Nothing yet from Walter Welsh, and nothing especially from Michael Finlay. I know I've been looking at Michael Finlay, and to me he seems totally off the pace, where pace is so important out the field today.
I think that's, we highlighted at the start of the match that they've gone for 6 very big forwards, right? They're dropping Owen Larkin out the field to cover between the midfield and the half-back line, which means there's a lot of space, but you need runners then. I mean, on the opposite inside of it, Lark coming to centre forward, you've Cannon and Bubbles inside, bags of space, right? Bags of pace as well, pace. Right? And pace. Hasn't happened down here. Walter is struggling big time because he's on a young man and young Barrett, and Barrett loves to attack the ball. Anytime it's breaking, he's out the gap and the ball is into his hand and it's gone away. And that is a problem for Kilkenny.
That's absolutely central. It's absolutely spot on in the difference between the two teams.
But after all,
the Tipperary half forward line are withdrawing, but they're breaking forward at a savage pace. Now the Kilkenny half forward line withdrawing, they're very cumbersome in coming forward to support the men that are further inside.
But lads,
so really, they have to get a faster man in there.
But after all that, Kilkenny have had a lot of goal chances which they didn't take. They could actually, even though they don't deserve it, they could actually be up in front at half time. Missed 2 or 3 good goal chances, which they usually wouldn't do, and they need them to win the game.
You take Kilkenny or you take Tipperary. I mean, if they had scored a penalty, it would have put them 8 points ahead.
There was a foul on Owen Larkin there in that first half. That got the Kilkenny fans a bit animated. Should there have been a card?
It should have been. It was a crazy decision by the referee.
Should have been a free as well. Like, you had to give a free if it was a rugby tackle, and that's had to be a free.
In fairness, Barry Kelly has settled down well since then. That was the one big error he made in the first half. He has settled down very well, but you'd have to say that right now Tipperary have, they're in the driving seat.
They are indeed. 82,179 here for this fantastic match. Let's get back to the commentary box to Michael Duigan and Ger Canning.
Thank you, Michael. No changes made by either manager at half-time, it would appear.